What is going on, Grinders? It's Chief. We're in the building. It's Take Your Pick'em. It's Tuesday, June 20th, 2023, and I am super excited to come on, hang out with you beautiful people, and let's talk about the Pick'em slate. That is DFS for all of you that are into the Pick'em sites. We'll be talking Underdog. We'll be talking PrizePicks. We'll be talking Vivid. If you're into Fantasia, Sleeper, Thrive, whatever your fancy, hopefully some of these plays that we discuss can help you to put a few more dollars in your pockets daily. Once again, so glad to come on. Jay Steele, what's going on, my man? Thanks again for joining us. Jay Steele's a guy that listens to this show and supports this show, so I appreciate you, man, more than you know. We're going to kick this thing off. Winning words of wisdom. And this was coming from the late, great Kobe Bryant. And this is something that Kobe said here. He said, the most important thing is to try and inspire people so they can be great in whatever they want to do. And I think that's so important, man. I'm a people person. I really care about people. And I love people. And I want each and every person that I come in contact with to have the opportunity of success. And I try to do whatever I can to lend a hand to anyone I meet. And so I'm so grateful that I'm able to do that and have a platform to try and spread some positivity, one little wrinkle of positivity in your life a day. You know, even if you don't come for the plays, man, come for the winning words of wisdom. I think they're impactful and they help me. This is something that I've got ingratiated to my life. I look at positive quotes and sayings all the time. But yes, that's from Kobe. Most important thing, try to inspire people so that they can be great in whatever they want to do. You know, my son plays basketball. And yes, I know being a parent, kids don't listen all the time, but I try to do my part to just inspire him to be great. I played basketball and I want him to be much better than I was. And I was actually pretty good, but I want him to experience greatness. You know, one of my daughters, she's into ballet. I want her to experience greatness. My other daughter, she's into the arts. She likes to paint and draw, and she's actually really good for her age. I want her to experience greatness. You know, my future wife, my fiance, she's a singer. She's a brilliant educational mind. I want her to experience greatness, and I just want to make sure that I can facilitate that and not get in the way with negativity. And that's what I hope I can do for you folks. Just keep staying positive, keep grinding, and all the good things will continue to come your way. One of my favorite personal quotes: put good in, get good out. All right, folks, let's go over our recap, and we're going to come in. Today's a good day. The sweep was in full effect last night, so I'm super grateful for that. So if you got the sweep, if you were in the prop shop, we did pretty well in the prop shop last night, especially if you were on Vivid, because remember yesterday, Vivid was our focus. If you followed me on Vivid, you were able to put together a full winning card, 17X. I don't think anybody will complain about 17X. So that's James Paxton at 6.5 strikeouts. We wanted more than that projection. He was able to come through for us. Michael Waka at 17.5 pitching outs. We wanted more than that projection. He was able to come through. We had Hunter Brown at 5.5 strikeouts, where he was 6 on PrizePicks at the recording of the show and Underdog. He was able to come through. And then we did have one PrizePicks play that we gave out at the end. Didn't have a lot of analysis, but it was definitely a good spot for him facing the Detroit Tigers. Jordan Lyles at 15.5 pitching outs. We wanted more than that projection. We were able to come through with that one. Got the full sweep on the season, 16, 20, and 1. We get another sweep today, and we're right back in business. So today's going to be slightly interesting because one of the things about this particular slate, I thought we were going to be hammering Vivid again. I thought we were going full Vivid mode yet again. And right before the show, they started bumping the props. So this isn't going to be an exclusive show. This is just a show where we will discuss some plays. And this one is probably going to be pretty similar around the industry. And I think it's going to pretty much be the same everywhere we are. And this one isn't going to be comfortable, folks. I'm going to tell you that right now. I think this play is a little bit too high, and I'm going to go with the fact that we see a push or an under. Now, this guy could absolutely go out and dominate, and I would not be surprised. So I want you guys to understand that. Like, I fully understand that this could backfire on us quickly. It could backfire on us quickly. By virtue of me talking about this, you guys probably already know where we're going to plant our first flag, and that's going to be with Spencer Strider. Spencer Strider is sitting at 9 strikeouts. I don't think anyone wants to take part in this. And if you're uncomfortable, I understand. Trust me, I get it. But at 9 strikeouts, I think that just might be a touch too high. He did pick up 9 strikeouts against this team before, and I definitely think there will be strikeouts there. But he is slowing down a little bit over the past couple weeks. And over the past 30 days, we've just seen a slight downtick, nothing crazy. He's at 40% for the season, at 38% for the past few days, the past 30 days overall. I just think this one is a little bit too high. And a lot of the projections are probably going to project them around 8.5 to 9. But I do think the Philadelphia Phillies are continuing to get better as they become more healthy. We've got Schwarber at a 26% K rate, but has some power. We've got Turner at a 24% K rate. Nick Castellanos 25, Harper 18, Real Muto 22, Stott 18.4, Baum 17.6, Clemens 26.6, and Marsh 31.4. Those are the numbers. And then what we'll see from Spencer Strider is kind of something I talked about similar with another guy yesterday. It's going to be heavy fastball slider. Now, he's high velocity fastball, and he's also got the slider there. But once again, I think this is just a touch too high. We do have him, if you can see here in Plate IQ, we do have him projected for 9 strikeouts. I am going to show a little bit of the bat. I haven't talked about it with Cardi, but in the bat, we have Strider projected for 8.38 strikeouts. So we're going to meet somewhere in the middle at around 8.5. I think, once again, I think this is just a touch too high. It's going to feel uncomfortable, but it's kind of a similar scenario yesterday when, I put out a PrizePicks video, one of my quick hits videos, talking about Corbin Burnes facing the Arizona Diamondbacks. He was at 6.5, and Burnes had been pitching spectacularly, but I just thought that was a little bit too high for the team he was facing based on their K rates and such. And I'm not saying that the Philadelphia Phillies are an incredibly low strikeout team, but I think there are enough bats in here to give him a few problems. So once again, at 9, I want less than that projection. I definitely think he can get 9 strikeouts, but I'm kind of playing the long odds game here, the long numbers game, excuse me. I think he's going to end up with 8 more than he ends up with 9 in this situation. And so at 9, I just think it's a touch too high, especially with Harper back in the lineup, so forth and so on. Harper at 18%. And yeah, I know that Strider hasn't pitched as beautifully as we've seen. He could absolutely get it done. He is on the road in Philly, so hopefully that bodes well for us. I also want the Braves to win this game, so hopefully they hammer our good friend here, Ranger Suarez. But at Strider at 9, I want less than that projection. Okay, this was going to be PrizePicks only. We're going to go ahead and grab this now. I'm going to give you 2 plays from this particular one because I think we may get it on Underdog. We won't get it on Vivid, but we may get it on Underdog. As of right now, at the recording of this video, we've got Marcus Stroman. Marcus Stroman is at 91.5 pitches on PrizePicks, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to check that just to make sure. Pitches thrown. Want to make sure. Yes, he's at 91.5. My assumption is he's going to come in around 91.5 on Underdog if we get the pitches thrown projection up on that particular side. We want more than that. I think we're getting into the middle of the season now, and we're starting to see Stroman pitch pretty well. Once again, Stroman's not a guy that is going to go out and hammer you in the hammer strikeouts. He will probably get 4 or 5 in this game, but once again, we're rostering Stroman because of his ability to get ground balls, get through some innings, and then possibly get stretched through this game. So, for instance, Marcus Stroman is a guy that if he's at 80 pitches through 6 innings, he's coming back out. And so that's going to bode well for us as long as he doesn't start getting lit up like Jordan Lyles did yesterday if you were in the prop shop. I think almost the whole prop shop, or at least a fair amount of us, were on the Jordan Lyles more than his pitch count projection at 92.5, and came out in the seventh, gave up a couple runs, ended at 92 pitches. They pulled him. I don't think we see that here from Stroman at 91.5. I think Stroman's got the juice to get there. Once again, the reason I love Stroman, guy that's going to throw the cutter, guy that's going to throw the sinker, and the guy that's going to get plenty of ground balls. Hopefully Babbitt will continue to be on his side, and we'll see that particular projection materialize. Now, this is an additional one. I am going to count both of these in the official tally, okay? But I want to give out the pitch count prop because I think that one will be on Underdog and PrizePicks. And Jay Steele saying yes, 91.5. Hopefully he gets on Underdog at that number as well. We want more than that projection. On PrizePicks, though, we've got Stroman here, and Stroman is at 29.5 fantasy points. And I actually I like that projection. I want more than that projection as well. I think that's a touch too low. I think he should have come in around 32 today, 32.5. So at 29, I really like that projection. Once again, that's one of the ones that I identified right away. And I'm not sure if the bat's going to agree with me on that. I doubt it. I'd be shocked if the bat agreed with me on this, but that's okay. I disagree with the bat a lot. And that's not an indictment on the bat because obviously the bat has Stroman around 26.49 fantasy points. I think that's a touch too low. I'm going to go with more than that projection. Hopefully you guys will ride with me. But in terms of the pitch count, if you're uncomfortable with that, I know we have some people that, rely a little bit more heavier on the bat than others. Let's see where his pitch count projection is. I'm pretty sure the bat and myself are probably going to be in agreement with that, or at least I hope. So let's see where we are with Stroman. And yeah, Stroman 94, slightly above. That's okay. I still think we're in good there with Stroman. So once again, the PrizePicks in terms of the fantasy points, that's just going to be PrizePicks only. We won't get that anywhere else. So don't worry about that one. Now, this is one, and I haven't talked about a bat in a long time. I haven't had a bat projection, and not the bat, but a hitter projection in a long time. This is one that really caught my attention this morning, and this is Arizona. They're facing the Milwaukee Brewers, and listen, folks, if Perdomo is going to bat leadoff, if that's the case, if Perdomo is going to bat leadoff, he has a projection of 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. You won't see me give out bats too often. I like to stay in my lane with the pitchers because I feel like I have a little bit more. I don't want to say I have a little bit more control, but I feel like it's a little bit more predictable. Kind of like the quarterback. They're going to have the ball in their hands. The pitcher's going to have the ball in his hands. As long as he does his job, we should see the results that we're looking for. With Perdomo here, if he's leading off on the road, that's going to give him increased opportunities. This is also a guy, look at what he's facing Colin Ray here. Now, Ray is not a guy, I don't hate Colin Ray, but he's not an elite pitcher. I will take him against high strikeout offenses. But this is not a high strikeout offense. And so we've got Perdomo, 200 ISO, 376 WOBA, 20% K rate, 12.9% walk rate. What we're hoping is when he doesn't get walked, he's got enough run protection behind him. Marte, Carroll, Walker, Lourdes Gurriel. With him leading off, all we need, folks, is one hit. If we get the hit, I think we get the runs because I think he'll be driven in by one of these bats behind him. Let me go ahead. This is going to be my hot take for today. If Geraldo Perdomo leads off, as long as Pavin Smith doesn't come back and lead off, if Geraldo Perdomo leads off, I think we cash this one in the first inning. That's my hot take. Now, I still think we get it throughout the game if he doesn't, but that's going to be a hot take. Geraldo Perdomo, more than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. We're going to cash that thing in the first inning and not have to get our sweat on. All right, folks, we're going to go over our recap. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and hopefully we can pull out another sweep. So I'm going to kind of go not in reverse here, but so here's one that we really like. We want Marcus Stroman, 91.5 pitches. We want more than that projection. We also have on PrizePicks only, we've got the fantasy point prop or fantasy point projection at 29.5. We want more than that projection. At the top of the board, we talked about Spencer Strider. If you feel uncomfortable with this one, I understand. He's at 9 strikeouts flat. We want less than that projection. And then to round it out, we've got a bat today, Geraldo Perdomo, 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. We want more than that projection, especially as long as he's in that leadoff position facing Colin Ray today. All right, folks, I am Chief. This has been Take Your Pick'em. Thanks so much for joining me. Let's get the sweep today. Come in with your pockets empty, leave with your pockets full. I'll see you tomorrow.